Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Arweave charts and we're going to see where it might be headed, and we will cover both bullish and bearish scenarios as well, just to simply cover all of the possibilities. And towards the end of the video I will go ahead and cover the overall macro structure of the overall altcoin market as well. Now, for those of you who love trading crypto and would like to try out the same crypto exchanges that I use on a regular basis, feel free to go ahead and try out either the Mexi exchange or the Blowfin exchange with the links in the video description down below this video. Now, some reasons why I love these exchanges. Here's the thing, all right? With Mexi, they have some of the cheapest trading fees in the entire industry, so you get to keep more of your profits. Now, the main big reason why I love Blowfin is because they allow anybody from any country to be able to trade on their exchange, all right? So if you're from the United States and you want to trade crypto futures, you can go ahead and trade here on the Blowfin exchange, which is where I currently am trading crypto futures. So it's very nice and very easy to use. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Arweave on the charts here. All right, so we are looking at Arweave on the daily chart here, and Arweave has been doing phenomenal, guys. All right, Arweave has absolutely been doing phenomenal, and I am personally really loving it. Okay. Arweave is currently trading around the $40.35 range, and as you guys can clearly tell, we are currently in an uptrend right now, which is very nice to see, and we are currently correcting in this uptrend. All right, obviously every peak always has a valley, and that's what we are doing right now, is we are creating a new valley before we end up going up and creating another big peak. All right, now in a bullish scenario, here's what I see happening. Okay, I could see us end up dropping down and retesting this lower level here of $36.08 before end up gaining momentum again and going upwards and breaking through this next layer of resistance here that we created at $49.44. Okay, but $50 is going to be a pretty big psychological level to cross, so that level is probably going to be a little bit tough to cross, but with enough momentum, we can fully expect that it will end up eventually happening. Okay. But the good thing here that we can clearly see we've got some really good structure going on here. Okay, we've got a low bottom low down here that we created. Then we created another higher low right here, and this bottom one, when this one fully comes down to wherever it ends up coming down to, we can fully expect that that will be another higher low, and we will end up creating more and more higher lows all the way up. Okay, and that's personally what I want to see happen here with our moving forward and continuing to go up with this bullishness momentum. But if that does not end up happening, okay, because here's the thing, we can't see the future, we don't know what the hell's going to happen. Okay, nobody can. I don't care who you talk to, I don't care what YouTube videos you're watching. Okay, this is real life, and in the world that doesn't have unicorns and rainbows, here's what I see happening. Okay, if a black swan event were to happen, or this thing just decides to start nuking out of the middle of nowhere, we will probably end up dropping. We will end up dropping to this lower level here of $36.08, and if that doesn't hold, obviously, then we will kind of continue to drop through this next layer here of the trend line that we've got going on here, and that will pretty much indicate, okay, well, we are going full bearish here now, and we will probably end up dropping down to this lower level here of this next high that this next low that we created down here at $26.70. And if that one obviously doesn't hold, then we've got this next layer down here at $20.52. Okay, so you want to be looking at these levels, and you want to pay attention to these levels moving forward, because they really tell us a lot as far as where things are currently at and where things could potentially end up dropping to if we do end up dropping, you know, on a larger scale. All right, but I don't foresee that happening, especially with how much Arweave has going on behind the scenes and how much momentum Arweave currently has. I foresee Arweave continuing its bullish momentum after a decent correction and continuing to create higher and higher lows all the way up in a step-by-step fashion. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at it with some indicators. Now, as you guys can clearly see, this is really what we want to see here. Okay, we want to see price action be trading above the 200 period EMA, all right, which is very nice to see. We currently are. That is awesome. But as you guys can clearly see here, the 20 period EMA is starting to curl over, all right? And as you guys can clearly see, when we start to curl over, price action ends up going down and down and down and starts correcting. So that is what leads me to believe that we could end up dropping down to this layer of support down here at $36.08 before continuing momentum to go even higher, okay? Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the Bollinger Bands, we can clearly see that we are starting to trend below the moving average on the Bollinger Bands as well, which that usually tells us that, okay, things are starting to turn bearish and people are starting to take profits, and we may end up dropping a little bit further, all right? And this is another indicator that's telling me that, okay, we will probably end up retesting this $36.08 level at minimum, okay? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the RSI, and RSI is telling us that also that we are dropping as well, all right? Obviously, we've got our price line right in here, starting to trend on top of price action, which usually tells us that, okay, things are starting to get bearish, and we are continuing to go, you know, further and further down. We are right in neutral territory right now around the 49.50 level area on the RSI, which tells us that we are obviously in neutral territory, and it looks to me like we are going to continue to head a little bit further down just to complete the correction before we start gaining momentum to go back up again, all right? Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the overall macro chart for the overall altcoin structure, okay? So here we've got the overall altcoin market cap chart, all right, which what I'm loving, what I'm seeing right now is we have created all kinds of new higher lows and started to go up in that step-by-step fashion like I was talking about, like a stair step, okay? But the thing that I hate seeing right now is we had one big green candle going up, which was very, very nice to see. But now it's been followed by 4 straight days of going straight down, which is not cool to see, all right? I don't like seeing that. What I'm hoping happens here is we end up creating the next daily candle on this market cap chart opens up green and we create another higher leg upwards, all right? That would be very, very nice to see. That would mean we created another higher low and we are still continuing the trend of going higher and higher and higher little by little, all right? And that is overall what we want to see here, guys. But overall, we want to go ahead and break. In the grand scheme of things, on this daily chart here, we want to overall go ahead and break the $788 billion level here as far as overall altcoin market cap. Once we go ahead and break that level, we can fully expect that altcoins are going to start to make some pretty decent gains here, okay? But that's all going to depend on Bitcoin dominance as well. Obviously, everybody knows when Bitcoin dominance starts to drop or makes a big drop, you know, the altcoin market cap starts to rise little by little and starts to make higher highs, or higher lows, which is very nice, all right? And that's overall what we want to see here. But currently, with the overall altcoin market cap, we are trending upwards, which is very nice to see. And we are, you know, creating higher lows all the way up, all right? So guys, before I go ahead and wrap up this video, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button below the video to help me out here, and leave me a comment below on your personal thoughts on where you think the price is going to go with Arweave in the short term. And with that said, for those of you who stuck around and watched throughout the whole entire video, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys, and I hope to see all of you in my future videos.